You're watching Back of the Room with comedian Matthew Gill here with Jeff Ross. Just tore a tent up of people. Broad daylight. The comedians complain, comedy's at night, the ceiling's too high. It's broad daylight with a bunch of granola. Californians, book people. This guy's talking about dicks and ass and crazy stuff. I mean, how did you, first of all, thank you for stopping by.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
How do you cross that line with people? Take them back with you, back and forth like that.
You want to pick on people that are up for it. You don't want to bully people. Like you'd be a good target for this. This is great. You're wearing your shirt from 5th grade.
Exactly.
Really flattering.
I got all dressed up, man. So it considered roasting, but it's like excellent crowd work. I mean, is that how roasting developed for you? I mean,
that's a good question. It did. I used to perform at the clubs in New York when I was starting out, and at this one particular place, the Comedy Cellar on McDougal Street, the bathrooms, you have to walk right through the front of the stage. Okay. And I just got tired of people walking through, and I started writing jokes that were short enough where they would never get interrupted. But eventually I took it a step further, sort of picking people off as they walk by. Yeah. And I really feel like, in a way, that's sort of how that roasting thing emerged for me.
Were you like, okay, I'm going to strategize my career and take a niche and ride the niches to the riches kind of thing? Or was it like, I'm just good at this?
Actually, Dave Chappelle sat me down one day, and it was like we were having a late night talk in Las Vegas. And that was just sort of like this niche, as you call it. Like, maybe I don't want to be pigeonholed as the roastmaster, the roast guy. Maybe, that might get old. And he was very adamant about how I should make that a hook. I mean, here's a guy who's walked away from more money than I'll ever see in my life, so it's good advice. And I grabbed a hole. He called it a lane. He said every comic needs to find a lane that can just take them as far as can be, and this maybe is my lane.
You bombing. Let's talk about you bombing.
Sure.
Because, this is...
Let's talk about you bombing.
With me bombing, that's all day. I'm bombing right now, okay? I'm tearing up right now. I'll show you my bank account. Now when people see Jeff Ross, the Roastmaster, and you have this, arsenal of jokes will work, how tough is it to pull the new ones out? You know what I mean? When you know that you got...
The ones that didn't work are usually the new ones.
Yeah.
The ones that kill. I don't know. It's a good mix. Like something like this, the crowd is so on your side.
Yeah.
There's a great... they give you the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
They're waiting for it.
Paint the picture for, when you walk in and you're like, I know I'm going to tear this place down. Where are you? Who are the people? And what's the scenario?
That's a good question. Old Jews, young black people.
It's so specific.
The greatest crowds right there.
What's the writing process for you?
You don't try to do stuff that's inside. Like people go, oh, I know some great, you're roasting Joan Rivers. I met her once at an airport. Let me tell you the story. That's not what you want to do. Yeah. You want to hang up pictures of her all over my house, reacquaint myself with how uniquely unattractive she is, as an example. And then you want to make fun of things that everyone can see. Yeah. You want people who like her, people who don't like her, people who don't know her, to all be able to laugh at. Yeah. So the trick is the least common denominator premises.
Really? Okay. Least common denominator premises.
I like that.
That's very good.
You learned it right here on Punchline
You're learning
magazine.
Things now.
All four of you.
Yeah. It's your last and final performance, the best performance of your life. What comedians would you want to have in the back of the room?
Wow. I love that question. I don't know who they are, but I want them in the front of the room. Okay. I want to know on a dais.
Amadeus Mozart?
On a dais.
Okay.
This is roast speak now. A dais, a long table.
Oh.
Looks like the Last Supper.
Okay.
So whoever they are, whoever they wind up being at the end of my life, I don't want them in the back of the room watching. Yeah. Because that's always like eye rolling and judging. I know that joke and judging. I want them up there, part of the show. For me, it's never competitive. It's always fraternal. It's always a party. Yeah. You're invited.
You're a brave man to take your shirt off. I would not do that.
I don't know what happened there.
This guy's taking his shirt off, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The average age was a 55-year-old woman, and he destroys. So I don't want to hear you complain that you're taking the bullet or you're going up last. This man's in broad daylight with people in sandals, destroying. Okay? Talking about whatever the hell he wants to talk about. This is Jeffrey Ross. He's got a fantastic book out called I Only Roast the Ones I Love. And he's always going to be doing some fantastic things. Jeffrey Ross, thank you so much for stopping by.
This is Jeffrey Ross. You're watching Back of the Room with Matthew Gill. Get a life.